Welcome to the Ride Podcast, Tour de France specials we're doing at the moment. We're trying to talk to all the Kiwis in the Tour de France.
Well, there's four. We've talked to Dion Smith already, and today we've got Tom Scully.
Tom Scully, yeah. Hopefully we'll get the other two, Paddy Bevan and Jack Bauer, in the future. But today, it's very exciting. Young man from Southland, from Invercargill, Tom Scully.
And what's exciting about this is we're actually talking to him, about an hour, 2 hours after the race?
Yeah, he just finished, just got in the gruppetto, just got back through the team bus to the hotel room. I guess had a shower, got ready. He's probably relaxing there, waiting for us to give him a call. Yeah, he's right in the middle of the Tour de France. Where are you? Paint a picture for us, Tom. Where are you?
I don't know if you can see that. At the top of the mountain in the Alps. Don't even know the name of the town, but we're up high. Yeah, 1,600 meters or something. Yep.
Are you quite near the finish of the stage that you just did today?
Yeah, it's exactly 1.5 k's away. So we stay here tonight, and then off to the start somewhere else tomorrow.
Amazing. And how was the day?
Oh, pretty rough.
Yeah.
Pretty rough today. Lots of climbing, obviously. Short stage, so the boys are going fast, and 108 k's. So yeah, tough one.
Hey Tom, you are from Southland. You're an Invercargill boy. Do you feel you're the first Invercargill man to ride the Tour de France? Do you feel the weight of that Invercargill expectation on your shoulders as you ride? Do you carry the cue bowl with you as you ride?
Nah. It's pretty awesome to have the support from back home, actually. I've got a lot of messages from a lot of people, and people that help me out on the way coming up and over the last 10 or so years. Even some local fans here roadside too. A few of the crew made the trip over, so saw them yesterday just off Lake Annecy, and that gives you a boost as well. Guys that you're riding in the local club with back in the day, and then seeing them there on the side of the road cheering you in the Tour de France is pretty cool.
And you're going, I'm riding the Tour de France. What are you guys doing?
No, they were there having a good time and enjoying watching us come past, and it's a special moment for them as well.
Yeah, and they got the big signs with "Go Scud" written on them.
Yeah, that's it. Yep.
Awesome. And what's the experience been like? I mean, obviously you've ridden the Giro d'Italia, you've ridden the Vuelta, you've ridden every single one of the major classics. You've been in this pro peloton for about 5 years now, almost, it seems like. And so nothing could be a surprise to you, but yet is the Tour de France different?
Yeah, there's a sense of, pressure. Everyone wants to do their job here at the Tour, and, the best bike riders are here, and everyone's extremely fit and fighting for their position in the bunch and to do their job. Because no one wants to make any mistakes. So there's a little sense of, edginess. I think things have calmed down a little bit now. We're into the second week and into the mountains, but it's definitely the big show, and I'm enjoying it. And riding it now, it feels like what it looks like on TV.
So big shake-up in the GC today. What are your thoughts on that?
I didn't have too much thoughts. I was just mainly fighting to make sure I didn't made it inside the time cut myself. There's a big group of us in gruppetto, and I think we come in with just under 4 minutes to spare. So there's a few guys eliminated, and they're out in the course a long time. So although it's a short stage, it puts a little bit more pressure on. There's less time to make it to the finish line. So we'll have to look and see what happens with the GC guys now, and I think our team personally is going to make some more plans and what's going to happen as far as the race going forward. What's
it like in the gruppetto? Is there a lot of talk, a lot of a buzz, a lot of encouragement going, come on guys, we're marginal here?
There's not too much chat going on. As we got closer to the finish today, there was a few pressure conversations about, are we going to make it? Are we not going to make it? Guys riding hard, guys riding too hard. the guys at the back of the gruppetto complaining that with the guys at the front were riding too hard. But I think first and foremost, we've got to make it inside that time cap. So, yeah, it's a funny situation.
And when the gruppetto, when the stage finishes on a mountain like it did this morning, does the group stay together, or does everyone just like ride at their own pace up that last hill?
We stay pretty much together, but yeah, it's pressure on to make sure you make it inside that cut.
If you read all the press, a lot of the times it'll call you things like the quiet workhorse, Tom Scully, you know, because you're the guy who does the work, who makes sure that Rigoberto Urán is always in the right place. Why do you reckon it is that your team likes you, just at a basic level? What makes you an asset for EF Education First-Drapac, presented by Cannondale, the longest name in their peloton?
I don't know. I guess just the way I approach it is, you know, to always try and be the best fitness I can be for when I do turn up to the race, and then take my job 100% seriously, and whatever that may be, whether it's, you know, helping Sep in the classics or assisting Rigo here. The first 9 days are pretty important with the team's time trial on day 3, and then the Roubaix stage, you know, and they know that I can come in and do a job, whatever it may be, that I'm asked to do, and just get on and do it. So I guess that's a big part of it, just being able to turn up and get on with it. And
you've received so much great press. You know, usually you see great press for, you know, good climbs in the mountains or a great ITT or something, but you guys have received so much great press for the way you've looked after Rigoberto Urán on a couple of stages, on the cobbles, on the other stage where you guys formed a train and brought him back. Is that something that gives you pride?
Yeah, I mean, there's you know, at this level, there's winners like Rigo, and there's workers. So there's a couple of guys going past there. But you sort of find your place in the peloton, and you find what you're good at. And for me, if I can be helping my teammates to be successful, then yeah, that feels pretty good. And yeah, I get satisfaction in that. And yeah, just getting on with whatever we've got to do.
Awesome.
So a year ago, the team was in a really dicey position. What's it like a year on with a new sponsor? Are you settled? Are you feeling like things are into its groove now with the new sponsorship and the new bikes and everything? Do you feel like the team's in a good groove at the moment?
Yeah, the team's in a really good place. It's an awesome sponsor with EF Education First, and what's a huge company. I think it's up to like 45,000 staff worldwide. So there's a lot of resources there, and you know, they're here at the race with us each day. They've got a crew of VIPs, and even the team boss, he's here as well, just riding in the team car today and soaking it all in. So I think a real solid partnership for the team. So everyone's pretty relaxed and just getting on with the job.
So if you're a team, if you're sponsored by Trek or Segafredo, you get some coffee. If you Bora Hansco, you get some shower heads. What do you get? What's in the kit bag for Education First? Do you get like a lesson first thing in the morning? What's the story?
No, they're pretty relaxed. There's actually a lot of guys going into the office at EF. If you're at stateside, so the main office is in Boston. So I think I had one of the riders in there last week, sort of come to work day at EF. So he was doing the whole day in a cycling kit, walking around and having a good time.
Awesome. Do you still get a kick out of, you know, from a, you know, amateur rider's point of view, free stuff is amazing. Do you still get a kick out of free stuff, of opening that new kit and looking at your new bike and stuff like that? Or is that all well gone now that you're a pro for so long?
No, I do. I think, you know, I was excited about coming here because, you know, there was going to be some new sunglasses when we arrived, and different shade and pink and some different lenses, and yeah, it's all exciting stuff, yeah.
Oh, that's good. I'm
still enjoying that.
Good to know that's still part of the fun. If you can't enjoy free stuff, then you've got to look at yourself hard, I reckon.
Oh, exactly. Yeah.
And we were debating before. It's EF Education First-Drapac. What does EF stand for?
You got me on the spot there. It's not education first. It's related to something else. But I might have to get back to you with an answer on that one.
Okay, great. There's 4 Kiwis in the race, as everyone knows. Do you guys hang out, chat, catch up, conspire, console each other?
Yeah, like at the start, there was obviously everyone has a bit of a chat and what's going on and how you've been. And then after about 3 or 4 days, and things start happening, the conversations get a bit shorter. You all right, bro? Yeah, good. Nah. Tough day yesterday? Yeah, tough day today. Oh, tomorrow looks rough. And that's about as far as it goes. It's usually, you get them pretty tired. But it is good to have those other Kiwis there, Dion, Paddy and Jack. So in the bunch, and there's a couple more, there's Julian and Craig Geter and the staff at Mitchelton Scott. So I think we got a photo the other day. So yeah, it's good to have so many here. Awesome.
That's really cool. And do you guys find, like, you're not really even a minority now? With 4 riders, you've got a lot more riders than some other much bigger countries. Is there another country that is a bit like the Kiwis in the way they approach things? You know, are you guys like the Colombians or anyone else?
Oh, the Colombians are pretty cool. Like, you do pretty well to get those boys rolled up. They're pretty chilled out. I've got a couple on our team, Danny Martinez and obviously Rigoberto. So they are cool, relaxed characters and good fun to be on the team with. What's your weight at the moment? Do you weigh yourself every day? You go like, oh, 83, I'm losing kilos or whatever? Yeah, spot on 83. So I've been maintaining that. So that's about where I run most of the season. So I'm pretty happy about that. And as far as the race goes, you turn up in the morning, you get on your bike and you ride. Is it pretty much the same, you know, for those of us who've ridden amateur races, is it pretty much the same things that go through your head on that day when you're turning up in Southland as a teenager and you're thinking about things when you get on your bike and you get in a race as it is in the Tour de France? Or is it a whole different set of things? It's probably the same as any race. You know, you're worried about whether you're going to make the finish or whether you know what's coming up, or you're dreading the hills or whatever. So it's just that you're at a different level. I mean, the suffering's still the same. Doesn't matter whether you're doing the Wednesday night worlds or here up the mountains of the Tour de France. It's still just as hard. You just do it for longer and maybe go faster. When you look back on your career, obviously in 2010 you had that big crash. Could you ever have thought, you know, when you picked yourself off the ground after that sprint in Ireland, that, you know, you would end up in the Tour de France? No, I didn't really. Probably not even until last year. I think even this year when it was, you know, it was on my Google Calendar through the team, and you know, it was highlighted in there, Tour de France in July. I was like, well, are you sure that's right? You know, this is still me focusing on the classics in April, and then sure enough, the classics came and went and got called in for the Giro, and then it's still on the Google Calendar. So yeah, it was like a long list, and then when I actually made the selection, it was like, okay, well, yeah, this is real, this is happening, we're off. So it was a pretty amazing feeling, but I never really set out to come here and do it. But I always thought one day it would be nice to go and do. But I guess I'm here now, so it's happened. Yeah, it's just probably the first of many, hopefully. Yeah, hopefully. I think things are going all right so far this tour, and we seem to be going through all right. So, you know, I think we're only just on the halfway point now, so still a lot to come. And when you got the call up to do the tour, was it a bit like, you know, in New Zealand, that the famous call up that you might get is the call up to get in the All Blacks, the day you get called to say you're going to put the black jersey on? Was it a bit like that moment for you when you actually found out? Yeah, I was sort of like, it was a Sunday night, and Charlie Wagalius, the head director, he called and said, Tom, just like to let you know that you've made the tour team and you're off to France, you know. And then I was like, I had to sort of think about it for a while, and he said, you gave me the same reaction when I told you I need you at the Giro. It was just silence at the other end of the phone. So, yeah, sort of took a while to sink in, and then I didn't actually tell anyone for a few days, and I didn't know what to say or how to say it, or I had to keep it quiet. And then I started giving a few people phone calls and just letting them know that it's actually happened. So then it all started flooding in once the word got out.
And then was it a little while you like, please don't get injured, please don't fall off your bike in training or all that stuff?
Yeah, we've had a few moments like that during the day, days out training the last few days. Just, be extra cautious around the roundabout or whatever was going. So, but yeah, so far it was no problems.
Oh, well, you've been a standout performer. We've been so proud of you. It's been amazing to watch.
No, it's been good to be here and just getting on with the job. And yeah, as we go, tomorrow's another day. I think we're out to Wiz tomorrow. So yeah, another tough day coming up.
How far in advance are you looking ahead at the tour book? Are you just taking it day by day, or are you thinking, oh, in 3 days' time I've got X or Y?
For me personally, I leave the race book in the bus and I don't look at it until just the morning of. So I know tomorrow we're doing out to Wiz, but I couldn't tell you what we're doing before that. We'll just try and take the evenings relaxed and not worry about those things. And then, we get on the bus, deal with it with whatever we've got to do, whatever the plan is.
Well, before the Alp d'Huez, I think you're going to be doing the Lancets. Have you heard of those?
No, this is actually my first time in the Alps ever, so She's a whole lot of learning curves going on.
They're pretty amazing, aren't they?
Yeah, it's pretty beautiful too.
Do you ever, in that gruppetto, do you ever kind of put your head up and look around and go, wow, look where we are, this is amazing?
Yeah, on the uphills, yeah, but going downhills, we're going pretty fast and trying to make up whatever time we could, so there's full concentration in there, but after the finish line today, it was pretty spectacular views anyway.
And before we let you go, just ask you one more question, I reckon. And what are you looking forward to in the Tour de France? Have you got a stage pegged where this is the Tom Scully stage? I'm going to try and do something here, given, if I get a chance.
I'm just looking forward to making it all the way to Paris. I think now things have shaken up a bit on GC. There might be a bit of freedom as we go forward for everyone in the team. And but yeah, my main goal is getting to Paris and getting down the Champs-Élysées.
Awesome, man.
Well, we'll be cheering you on, buddy. Looking forward to it.
Beauty. Thanks, guys.
Thanks, Tom. Have a good sleep and good luck tomorrow.
No worries. Cheers.
Bye.
Thanks, mate. See ya. Bye-bye.
Good guy, eh?
I sort of feel like he's going to have to go back to that area in about 5 years' time in a camper van with some mates and go, oh, we were here, take it all in.
Yeah.
I feel like the tour goes so fast they don't even realize what they're going through. Yeah,
the Alps of France are the coolest place to ride in the world ever.
Yeah.
It's such a beautiful spot. And the ride he's going to do tomorrow is like the dream ride for any fan of the Tour de France, taking in the Lancets, which is this incredible switchback, which I was sort of warning him about.
Right, yeah.
The most unlikely road that you'll ever... You're like, why would you put a road there on the side of this cliff? It just goes back and forward. Each one is stacked on top of the other. There's about, I don't know how many different hairpins there are in them, about 10. And you just look down at them from the top. And it's hard to look down on them because you got to go somewhere where you can get to the edge, where you can get your eye out far enough to see straight down this cliff and see these different roads stacked up below you. So it's really amazing. It's not a long climb like the Alpe d'Huez, but it's a really challenging one. Amazing to watch.
So once again, a huge thank you to Giltrap ŠKODA for this opportunity. And if you haven't seen it already or heard it already, go check out our other podcast or video podcast. We interviewed Dion Smith. That's a good one, so check that out.
And in the future, we're going to get hold of Paddy Bevan, who rides for BMC. He's one of the other Kiwis in the tour, and we will talk to him. We'll also, with luck, talk to Jack Bauer, who's also in the tour riding as a Kiwi. So that'll be very exciting if we can.
So thanks for listening, watching the Ride podcast. We'll see you here again soon.
Great. And important to note, of course, there's no rivalry in the podcast leadership from the ride. I'm going to leave the car probably a minute and a half ahead of you. But that doesn't mean that you could still not in the future, catch up to me after we do. You know what I mean? Like, yeah.
I'm happy to be the gruppetto, the podcast gruppetto. Hopefully, actually, the Lanterne Rouge come in like dead last. That'd be great. Yeah, that's my goal.
Good.